My name is Tyler Orsini, SCC Class of 2020, and welcome to This Week in SCC Sports.
2, 1, 2.
Don't stop your dreaming, let yourself float upon an ocean. We can work it out, we can work it out, baby.
Welcome to This Week in SCC Sports. I'm your host, the voice of the Saints, Brandon Karen, SCC Class of 2020. The winter sports season kicked off with JV boys basketball hosting Fort Edward Friday at the Broadway Gym and came away with a 68-19 victory. Jordan Catone led the Saints in scoring with 16 points. On Saturday, the boys traveled to Mayfield. After a back-and-forth game which ended up going to overtime, the boys were able to squeak out the victory 67-66, with Aiden D'Agostino leading the Saints with 21 points. The 4th annual Mike BESON Memorial Tournament tipped off on Friday. The girls' varsity cruised to a 55-18 victory over Corinth. The ladies were led by Emma VANDECARR with 23 points, Ani CROCKER with 13, and Kristen Mayer added 11. Here is Coach Tom COONS.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I think we played pretty inspired defense. I'd like our offense to come around a little faster than we've had. Obviously, it's very early in the year, but defense early in the year is a good thing to have performing as well as it did. And I think we did. We missed a lot of easy shots, but our defense converted us into getting to offense quicker.
Also on Friday, the JV girls competed in the BESON at Galway. The girls suffered the loss 22-14 to Corinth. On the boys' side, the varsity hosted Fort Edward and came away with a 94-54 victory to move on to the championship game. Connor Farrington led all scores with 31 points with 6 first-half threes. We also caught up with Coach Ken Mantia.
I thought we showed a lot tonight on the boards. That was really our weakness in the scrimmages, and there were multiple possessions where when the other team would shoot, we'd have 5 guys in white uniforms on the board. So that's going to determine what type of team we have this year. We know we can shoot. We have guys that handle the ball, but are we going to rebound? And tonight it was a team effort.
Saturday, the JV girls won 34-32 versus North Warren. Lauren Mayer led all scorers with 13 points for the Lady Saints. The varsity girls played Galway in the championship and came away with a 55-31 loss. Emma VANDECARR had 16 points and Ani CROCKER added 11. Both were selected to the all-tournament team. Here's Coach COONS.
Well, we ran into a very good team. Galway is good. They're aggressive defense. They're tall, and we just happened to not take care of the ball as well as we did the first night. And when you're playing a very good team, that's what happens.
In the boys' championship, the Saints took on Fort Anne in front of an overflow crowd. The boys trailed after the first quarter 18-12 and 44-24 at half. In the third quarter, the boys outscored Fort Anne 22-12 to cut the lead to 10. Led by Tyler HARADEN's 15 points, including 3 3-pointers. But the Saints were unable to complete the comeback and lost 75-59. Tournament MVP Tyler Madison for Fort Anne led all scorers with 34 points and 20 rebounds. All tournament team players Tyler HARADEN and Connor Farrington had 29 points and 18 points respectively. Terrell Tillman also added 10. Here's Coach Mantia.
Well, I thought the kids fought hard the whole game. It would have been easy to get discouraged, but they never did. And that was a great team. They were the #1 team in D most of the time last year. They're ranked high in the state right now, and you can see why. They have an excellent center, can handle the ball. But we never quit. We worked hard. We outscored them in the second half, and that's a sign of a team that's improving and has a chance to do big things.
Coach, again, tough loss, but you came second in the tournament, so congratulations.
Yeah, that's great, and I love the fact that the kids from Fort Anne went over and congratulated Mrs. BESON, and then our kids came over and all gave her a hug, because really that's what this tournament's about. Just compete and represent Mr. BESON, who he never gave up ever, and we never will either.
After the break, our talk with Athletic Director Fonzie Lambert.
Like a rhinestone cowboy, riding out on a horse and a star.
At Saratoga Central Catholic School, we pride ourselves in helping each student reach their highest potential. Saratoga Central Catholic students grades 6 through 12 prepare not only for college but for lifelong learning. You'll see students engaged in AP courses, team sports, fine arts programs, and many clubs and activities. All students have the ability to participate in AP courses and extracurricular activities. Schedule a tour today and learn more about this great opportunity for your child. Visit us at saratogacatholic.org or call 587-7070.
I'm Connor Farrington, class of 2017, and welcome back to This Week in SCC Sports.
Welcome back to This Week in SCC Sports. This week's guest is Athletic Director Coach ALPHONSE LAMBERT. Coach, thanks for coming on the show today.
Brandon, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor.
So your first question is, what's your thoughts on the upcoming winter sports?
Oh, a lot of excitement. A lot of excitement in the air. Well, as we talked about in the fall, we're in a new league, in the ORSINI League. It could be very competitive in basketball, and especially on the boys and girls side. And then, of course, the bowling is in the Adirondack and the ORSINI League. They're combined leagues. So a lot of excitement, a little bit of, you're testing the waters, new opponents and things. But as you know, this weekend we get everything started with the Mike BESON Memorial Tournament.
How do you think we will stack up against other ORSINI League opponents?
I think on the boys' side, we're going to stack up pretty good. Of course, we got a lot of returning players, off of our Class C Section 2 championship team, led by, Connor Farrington and Tyler HARADEN, two starters that are returning. And of course, Terrell Tillman, our point guard. So I think that nucleus, along with some of our returning seniors and some upcoming new players from the JV, I think we're going to be pretty tough, actually. My concern only with the boys basketball team is rebounding. But I think, we shoot well enough, and I think we're quick enough up the floor to hide some of those deficiencies. As far as the girls are concerned, this is going to be a challenge for the girls. They had a great season last year. The girls finished 11-9, won a sectional game. But they're going to be playing against arguably one of the best small school leagues in Section 2 in the ORSINI League. So, they're going to be going up against some giants with Hoosick Valley and Greenwich and Tamarack. But I think the girls are ready, and I think that, I think we got enough athleticism with kids like Ani CROCKER and Kristen Mayer, and enough experience with the shooting likes of Emma VANDECARR and Marty Shaw and Katie Case and Lauren Chili. I think those kids, I think they're going to come together. I think it's going to be I think they're going to do better than people think.
You are the bowling coach. What's your outlook for the season?
Listen, we have a lot of fun. I got some guys that have come back this year. I told them, I said, listen, what do you want to be as a bowling team? Do you want to be, do we want to just have it as an activity? Do we want to have it as like intramurals? Or do we want to get better? And so I put that challenge with 4 or 5 of our bowlers, and they committed to getting involved in a Saturday morning league, which I've seen a ton of improvement. Some of the guys improved their averages as much as 20 to 25 pins. And then you got Terrell Tillman, who's just a natural athlete. I mean, right now in just our practice rounds, he's up around 188 average. So that's pretty good. And then Timmy Barrett, who also doubles up. Both these boys double up with basketball and bowling, as you know. Timmy's around a 160 to 165 average, so everybody's improving. I've seen growth out of Liam Shea, Jack Naughton, Jake Lenz, and Zach Niles. So I think we're gonna be more competitive than we were last year.
Coach, thanks for coming on the show today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Brandon, and I really appreciate all you do for the school in highlighting our athletes. I think this embodies the spirit of SCC, highlighting our guys and our sports teams and our coaches, and I really appreciate you and your dad's effort.
Thank you, Coach. We will see you next week on YouTube, so stay tuned.